Welcome to Impacting Jamaica, where we shine the spotlight on the many but often ignored positive happenings, activities, projects and investments at every level across every sector to inspire, motivate and excite people everywhere. Impacting Jamaica is powered by the Philip and Christine Gore Family Foundation, the Jamaica Public Service Company, Manpower and Maintenance Services Limited, Red Stripe, Kyramed and Proven Investments Limited.
My name is Keisha Hill and welcome to Impacting Jamaica. Keisha Bailey is the industry powerhouse behind the Profit Jumpstarter brand and is an experienced strategist, investment, educator and entrepreneur. She will be sharing with us her knowledge of the financial industry and how to explore greater investment options. Miss Bailey, thank you for joining us.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm so excited to be here.
Wonderful. Now, tell us the name. What is Profit Jumpstarter?
So Profit Jumpstarter is an investment education company at the heart of it. So why I started this company was around three principles: educate, liberate, and to activate wealth creation for persons. What I found was that a lot of people wanted to invest, really wanted to build wealth, but just didn't know what to do. They didn't have the how to. So they would have heard people say, you have to invest your money, but they're not sure exactly how do you do that? What are the steps to take? What should I do? And so Profit Jumpstarter is here to answer all of those questions. I spend a lot of time teaching people how to turn the money they have right now into the money they want to have in the future using the power of investing.
All right, so you mentioned three principles, right? Educate, liberate, and activate.
Yes.
Expand a little bit more on those three principles for us, please.
Sure. So educate is around the training, the knowledge around investment principles. There's actually a blueprint that person should follow when it comes to investing. I call it the Great Investing Blueprint. And that involves, understanding what kind of companies and different investment products you should be buying for you so that you can better achieve your financial goals. So I provide a lot of education around that, the products and services that you need to be investing in to achieve your goals. Then comes liberate. That now brings about the confidence, the empowerment, the I can do this. Now that I know what to do, I can do this. I can be an investor too, just like everyone else I'm seeing around. I can do this. I feel confident in making my trades. I feel confident when I go to talk to my advisor. I can engage them in a meaningful conversation rather than have the advisor just tell me something and I just nod and hope for the best because I don't know any better. I don't know what to ask. So that's where the liberate comes. Then the activate now is the implementation of the knowledge and acting on the confidence. So activating are the specific steps that persons are going to follow, the consistency, the creation of wealth building habits that you are going to continuously implement in your life so that you can become wealthy. So we'll pair the three together: educate, liberate, activate. And I always say to persons, knowledge is nothing without execution. I provide a lot of knowledge, but I want persons to feel empowered and confident enough to go and implement the knowledge that they have.
Why is it important to promote financial freedom, and how do the investments work? What are some of the portfolios?
All right, perfect question. So financial freedom is important because it creates opportunities. I grew up in very humble beginnings. We didn't have a lot of money, so we never really talk about money. But as I learned investing and the power of it, I realized that when you're able to grow money and build wealth, it opens a lot of doors. It makes what was impossible to you as a child now possible as an adult. You see that there are areas that you can impact lives, you can build generational wealth, so you can set up your family, make sure they're taken care of, send your kids to college, a good college, better than you would have gone to. A lot of persons sometimes say, I want my child to go to university without having to take out student loan. I want to be able to start saving from early and investing from early for them so they can go to college and really just experience college. Not have to worry about how the tuition going to pay, how the books going by, but know that, the education is taken care of, the cost of the education, and they can focus on learning. So for me, I promote financial freedom because it creates opportunities that are possible, but we just never know how to create those opportunities in our lives. And when we talk about different investments really work on the power of compound interest, making your money work for you, money growing on top of money. That's what investments really are about. Being consistent and buying the right type of investment product so that your money starts growing without you having to physically show up and go do overtime, extra work, 3, 4, 5 side hustles. You don't have to do that with investing, because investing is where your money works for you. And the beauty of investing is that money loves working. Money loves working more than anybody else. It don't take sick leave, vacation leave, department leave. It is always there working 24/7, 365. When you're sleeping, your money working. So once we understand that, it makes sense then when we earn money, put it to invest so it can grow. And it can grow without us having to put in any additional hours or any extra effort. So that is really the principle of investing.
Right, and I see where you mentioned that even when you're asleep, the money works for you.
Yes.
Explain the concept of compound interest, because I think a lot of persons would love to understand when you say even when you're sleeping, the money works for you.
Right, perfect. So traditionally, 9-to-5 world, or if you're running a business, you have to show up to make money. If you don't go to work, chances are, if you're outside of your leaves that are available to you, but if you don't go to work, you will not be paid. No income that day. Now, with investing, the money is already invested in a financial product, whether it's in a unit trust, it's in the stock market, it's in a bond, the money is in a product. And how that product works is that every single day, a return is added on that money. So you would have started, say, with $100, you put it in the investment, interest goes on that 100 and it becomes 101. Now, the new interest that will go on the following day is going to be applied to the 101. So if every day the interest that's applied is applied to the previous day's balance, you find that the money can grow exponentially. And that is the beauty of investing, that I start with 100 and make $1. The new interest is now added to the 101. So I'm now at 102. The new interest is added to the 102. So maybe now I'm at 104. New interest is added to 104. So I'm at 108. New interest is added to 108. So I'm probably at 112. And it keeps going from there. And of course, the longer you do this, the more compounding, the more growth you experience with your money. It's a beautiful thing. And so I spend a lot of time explaining this principle to persons so that I can encourage and empower them to take the steps needed to start investing.
Now that you mentioned that persons can take the necessary steps to empowerment, right? In terms of financial freedom and success. What has been the response towards investing, especially since the onset of the coronavirus pandemic, where so many persons lost their jobs?
Well, it has been a good uptake, because one thing the pandemic taught us is nothing is for certain. You can't take anything for granted. No, as I said, money love work better than any of us. It takes no vacation, no break. So while you may have been laid off in the pandemic, had you been investing, that money would not have been laid off. It still would be growing and working for you. So the pandemic is a good case study because it shows, look here, don't take anything for granted. And it provides a big, big reason that you need to be investing now more than ever, because anything and everything can happen. You are able to build in security for yourself financially and security for yourself and their family when you are investing. So a lot more persons now have become interested in investing because they say, well, I have to have a backup, I have to have something going on in the background, because if anything happens again, we have a next wave, for example, and we go back into lockdown, people want to know that their money is still working for them, even when they can't.
Even when they're asleep.
Right. You love that one.
Yes,
money
even
in your
when they're
sleep.
asleep. Right.
Yeah.
So this leads me to ask you this question though. Why did you venture into this area of business?
Well, as I was saying earlier, I grew up not having money. We never talk about it because it wasn't there. One thing my mother really was passionate about was education. And so she ensured that we were able to go to school. She ensured that, we could go to university. She worked overtime, extra time, all kind of times to make sure that we could go and learn as much as we could. With that education, I was able to learn about investing. And that now gave me practical experience. I got jobs in the investing world, in the financial sector. And I spent over 18 years growing money for institutions, pension funds, and high net worth clients. I'm very good at growing money, very, very good. But I came to a point in my career where I wanted to be able to help the average person like myself and show them that, listen, investing is not something out of reach. You can do it too. And so the teacher in me, which is my ultimate passion, just got inspired. I left the corporate world, started Profit Jumpstarter with a mission to teach persons how to build wealth by investing. It has been very rewarding because a lot of persons have learned what to do, and it's a good transformation when you see somebody come to you for the first time as a student, fearful, doubtful, wondering, if they can do it too. And then after me teaching them, they become so confident that they're even calling me to say, Keisha, you see this happening in the economy? I'm going to do this type of trade because I see this opportunity. To see that transformation it's very meaningful, right? To see that your work is coming into fruition. You see people having their lives impacted for the better. You see people actually building wealth. Persons coming with just whatever money they have, me teaching them and showing them what to do, and that money growing very well for them. And them also inspiring others, because what they start doing is tell their families, tell their friends that, listen, you need to start investing. See the proof here with me. I never know what to do. Keisha taught me, and look at me today. So for me to see that transformation is really meaningful, and it kind of just inspires me to keep going and pushing. More people having money means better things for Jamaica, which means better things for the world.
All right, that's very interesting though, in terms of your background, and as you said, you left the corporate world, but you're kind of still in the corporate world if you're into investing. I know you have to keep all your contacts and all of that. But
no, not really. No. I am what they call a professional investor. I invest for myself. The beauty with investing, you don't need to be tied to a corporate institution. You can just go online these days, you open your account, put the money in your account, and you do what you need to do.
All
right. Yes, my experience would have allowed me to have contacts where I can leverage those contacts to come and speak to my students. So a lot of times I bring guest experts into my workshops and so forth.
There you go.
To come and talk to person. So I leverage it that way. But the aim really with Profit Jumpstart is to teach people that you can do it too. Nobody no better than you, nobody no more than you. You can invest just like everybody else.
All right. So on the other side of the break, which we're going to take now, Miss Bailey is going to tell us why is it so hard for persons to start investing. So when we get back, we'll hear more from Miss Bailey.
A toast only works if it's shared with others, even when we're miles apart. So let's cheer each other on. Cheers to the best in life. Drink and live responsibly. A message from Red Stripe, part of the Heineken Company.
Searching for a one-stop solution to all your facilities maintenance needs? Visit Manpower Maintenance Services Sales and Distribution Center. We stock a wide range of COVID-19 washroom cleaning and other supplies, gardening tools, chemicals, and more. Our experts are always ready to give you the best advice. Manpower Maintenance Services Sales and Distribution Center, 14 Collins Green Avenue, Kingston, Freeport Commercial Center, Montego Bay, and 33 Ward Avenue, Mandeville. Visit or call us today, 876-920-4721-5.
Come and see what we do.
John, I know you're in there. I want no red light to come back. I know Pinky this time.
Keisha, just like me tell Pinky, give GPS your number and then we'll send your text with them things here. So you can stop, knock my door.
What you mean?
DMR call GPS and tell them to add your phone number to your account and you will know everything all the time.
You never ask. Send your current contact information and always be in the know. Visit jpsco.com for more info.
Welcome back to Impact in Jamaica. We are speaking with Keisha Bailey. She is sharing with us the business model behind her Profit Jumpstarter brand and why it is important to learn and master investing. Miss Bailey, thank you for staying with us.
Of course.
All right. So as we said before the break, we wanted to tell us, why is it so hard for persons to start investing? And the main question on everybody's mind at all times is, how much money do I need to start investing?
All right. So one of the main things that prevent people from starting investing is they don't know what to do. The heart is willing, but the knowledge is weak. I really want to invest. I hear everybody talk about it, but I don't know what to do. And when I try and seek help, I'm not getting enough information that I can use to take action. And even if I get a good amount of information, I'm not confident enough. I don't want to make no mistake because this is my hard-earned money. I can't play around with that hard-earned money because I don't know where the next set of money coming from. This is all I have. So a lot of persons are stuck there in that state of being that, boy, I really want to invest, I have a little change, but I don't know what to do. I really want to make no mistakes. So I'm just go easy. So that's why Profit Jumpstarter is here. I am here to educate persons on what to do, but also encourage, empower, so that you can take action. Now, one of the other things with persons is they may feel, boy, too late for me, investing for young people, it's too late. I'm close to retirement now. No, but because too late. I shoulda, coulda, woulda. So that's one of the big roadblocks as well. And persons also think, I don't have enough money. I hear you need a whole heap of money to start invest. I don't have so much money. So what I'm going to do is go and save and hustle some money. When I have enough money, I'll start. Which kind of leads into your question of how much do I need to start?
How much money do we need to start investing once you have the knowledge?
Well, the thing is, you can build your knowledge as you go, because it is really when you are going along, the experience comes in. I say to everyone, start with what you have. Start with what you have. Remember, we went to the example of $100 and how it can grow over time.
Right.
It will grow, so you need to start. Being inside the market is better than being on the sidelines. I always said there is no money made on the sidelines. You don't make no money when you're watching everybody else invest. Jump in with what you have, because any return you get is better than zero. And you're getting zero if you have not started to invest. Nowadays, it has become much easier to invest. I don't want to age myself and talk about, back in the 90s. But what used to happen is you needed a lot more money to be able to invest. These days, it is much easier. The minimums have come down because there are way more investment products now. Some products, even $1,000 you can put in there.
Well, that's what I was going to say, that people are still thinking as if it's back in the day when you needed to have a lump sum of a certain amount to start investing. I think that's the scenario that needs to be cleared up a bit with persons to make them understand that you can have, as you said, $1,000 and start investing.
Right. Any amount you have. Literally, even in the stock market, you have some stocks that were issued in the market at $1 and a minimum investment of 1,000 shares. So $1,000 you could have been invested. Start with what you have.
But wouldn't that if you have a share for $1 and you start with $1,000, over time wouldn't that $1,000 accumulate to about 100,000?
Yes, especially so even Fesco shares. Fesco was listed on the Jamaica Stock Exchange in 2021 at 80 cents a share. 80 cents a share. Now Fesco is almost at $7 in 1 year. Again, this is the beauty of making your money work for you, because no matter what you physically do, you can't turn 80 cents into $7 physically. Only investing can do that.
And the interesting thing about as you mentioned, Fesco, is that based on these investments, they're opening new locations across the island from that IPO. And
I said to a lot of my students, you have to buy gas. You're driving your car, you're buying gas every day. You pull up and you buy gas and you're spending. Shift your mindset from being a consumer into being an investor. Because while you're at the pump, you can look around and say, wait, but line long right here now, and every day I come, the price going up. You know what? Let me go buy some Fesco shares. Put on your investor hat. Let me go become now a shareholder of Fesco. You would then be making money versus spending money at the pump and then just drive off and complain, say, gas price is
too high.
Right.
Right, like this morning, this went up by $4.50 here.
And it will go higher. It's gonna go higher.
Right. And there are many other investment opportunities, as you're gonna tell us, that persons can invest in other products and services that they can invest, not only in the stock market. That comes down to us finding out what are some of the products that persons can invest in. And I'm going to ask you to start, if you can, with real estate. Is that a probable investment opportunity at this time?
All right, let's build up to real estate, because real estate is, you can invest in real estate in several forms.
All right, so let's start at the top.
You want the top?
No, let's start at the bottom and build.
All right, start at the bottom. When we think about the foundation, because we need a solid foundation, we need to start with having emergency savings, because any and everything can happen. You need emergency savings. This is where your saving account comes in, and that is one of the first components you need. Emergency savings, whether that will be 3 to 6 months of your expenses, you need that saved up in an emergency savings account. So that's just a regular savings account. Once that is accomplished, or while you're accomplishing that, you can now start investing. Different ways you can invest. If you say, well, I'm looking for growth, I want my money to grow, you're going to be looking for more growth type investment. So anything you buy have to have the word growth in the name. If you're looking for income, you're going to buy investments that have the word income in the name. On top of that, you may say, Keisha, what, I want some stocks, whether Jamaican stocks or international stocks. You can choose those or choose both. Now, when it comes to stocks, what you want to consider there again is if you want growth stock or income stock. Growth stocks, you look for those. This is what I teach, how to identify that a stock is a growth stock. But essentially looking for the blue chip companies. A lot of those are growth companies. And then now if you want income stocks, you're looking for stocks that pay a lot of dividends. Then now persons may say, well, Keisha, I want to sweeten the deal and want some real estate. Now you're getting a little exotic with your portfolio. Mm-hmm. So this is the real estate, whether you want to buy physical real estate, So you buy a property and rent it out, or you do Airbnb, or you can buy indirect real estate through the stock market. These are called REITs, real estate investment trusts. So you can buy those as well. And there are a couple of them on the Jamaica Stock Exchange. So you can look for a REIT and then you would buy that. And that way you get same real estate exposure without having to go physically buy a property and maintain it yourself and go collect the rent and all of that. So different ways. Some persons even go into cryptocurrencies and they use that as another investment asset class as well. They say, you know what, sprinkle some cryptocurrency in the mix as well. So they may buy Bitcoin, Ethereum, anything like that as well to build up the portfolio, you know? So when that combination of everything is what's going to take you into your financial goal. Having the right combination of these different assets is what you will need to have. If you say, well, you know, my goal is to have a nice retirement, you create that portfolio from today and you be consistent now with putting money in there every month.
Right. Now, something you've just done for me, which I think a lot of our listeners will be very happy for, is you have broken down the different options for investment when you're investing, right?
Yes.
You mentioned growth stocks, you mentioned you look for income, you look for real estate, the different areas. I don't think it has been ever this simple for so many of us to understand the different components as it relates to when you're investing. All right.
Thank you. I tell you, I'm a teacher at heart.
Well,
I break it down and make sure you get it.
So I get it, because a lot of people, I'm sure, as we started out by saying, why is it so hard for persons to start investing, is because, like myself, we don't understand the nuances that come with it. And now that you've said all of this about investing, the strategies, different types of investment, why persons should invest, how can persons interested in learning about investment get started with your business model?
Okay, as in, how can they find me?
Yes, how can they find you to teach them?
All right, so I am on all your social media platforms. Profit Jumpstarter on Instagram, Profit Jumpstarter on Facebook. You can also look for Profit Jumpstart on Twitter. My website is there, profitjumpstarter.com. I also host free wealth strategy calls for every and anybody, because I say my passion is teaching. So if you're unsure about what to do, you can book one of these calls. You can book it from the website, profitjumpstarter.com, and reach out to me. I also do workshops. Plus, always, I do a lot of Instagram lives as well, where I take a lot of Q&A from persons, because believe it or not, a lot of people just want one little help with one little thing to set them back on their investment journey. And as much as I'm able to help, I am always there providing all of the expertise I have.
All right. And guess what? In closing, because we're going down to the wire now, in closing, right? I want you to sum it up to say, right? We can all be wealthy, right?
Everybody.
How do persons ditch the fear mindset and just start investing?
Best way, start with what you have. Start with the money you have. So go and open your investment account with the money you have. As I said, if you want growth, you buy something with growth in the name. If you want income, you buy something with income in the name. As you have started, you need to be consistent. So every month, put a little thing in the portfolio. Put a little thing. When you get paid, put a little money. Be consistent, because that is the main driver of wealth, being consistent. If you want to learn more as you're going, I am always there for that. So you find me, Profit Jumpstarter, anywhere, and we can talk through with each other how best to get you learning more. I have lots of courses, lots of training videos. You can learn more there. But I want you to start. So go open the account, put in some money, buy the right type of products based on whatever your goal is, and be consistent with putting money in your account each month.
And that is so important, as persons that are not too familiar with the whole business environment, persons can get a little anxious and say, boy, this not reach nowhere, it'll take too long. But as you said, be consistent.
Yep.
Right. And throughout this podcast, we have learned so much in terms of why is it important to invest. And that part that I like so much about the money working for you even when you're asleep. And
yes.
And Keisha is here. Let's say Miss Bailey, because we have the same names. Miss Bailey are telling us about the different components: growth, income, real estate. So definitely, even with $1,000, you can even get shares, as she mentioned in the section that we spoke about, FESCO. So basically, Profit Jumpstarter is a boutique financial investment education firm. And here, financial industry veteran Keisha Bailey, she is available to say, listen, here's how you can get started, here's how you can continue, and here is how you can maximize your wealth through her 3 principles: educate, liberate, and activate. Miss Bailey,
right.
Thank you so much for joining us today on Impacting Jamaica. I am sure this is going to be very beneficial to our listeners.
Thank you for having me. Always happy to share my expertise.
Impacting Jamaica is powered by the Philip and Christine Gore Family Foundation, Manpower and Maintenance Services Limited, the Jamaica Public Service Company, Red Stripe, Kyramed, and Proven Investments Limited. If you or anyone you know is involved with projects and activities that excite, motivate, and encourage, send us an email to impactingjamaica@gmail.com. We'd love to hear from you. Do join us again for another in the series on Google Podcast, Audible, Spotify, Podcast Addict, and Stitcher. You can also visit us at impactingjamaica.com.